What's up, everybody? Welcome to the NPA Week 8. I'm today joined by Sven.
Hello, hello.
And we are going to have 3 matches, hopefully, today. And these are some matches that don't matter for the week, actually, since all the matches are 5-2 or 6-1, I believe, the ones that we're going to stream. But they are still very, very interesting matches, since we're going to have Genius against Dark George, Tekka against Bumfox, and Aurora Equaza against Nails. So pretty good pairings in my opinion. And what kind of teams do we expect? Do you expect?
I think I wouldn't be surprised if we see like any Palaphant balance teams with like Baxcalibur, just the standard 6. Has been like pretty good overall.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll try to see some people be nasty and try some Lilical. Maybe we'll see some like people who like don't appreciate their time with Glindozo's stall with Wochen and Tinglu. I hope not. Please no.
Yeah, and we have Nails, so he might have brought his team.
He might have brought his team. At least that's no like hard stall team.
Yeah, it's South Rock, Yon Spam. It's fun to see. Yeah, and let's introduce our first players. We have Genius against Dark George. And Genius, I talk with this guy every day. I build with him pretty often, I would say. We are trying to prep together for London, and his results are 2 times regional top 8. Actually, one of them was the Washington Open in 2019, but I count that as a regional. And 2020 OCIC top 32. And 2022 Bremen regional runner-up against Kamikaze, I think, was the lows. So yeah, pretty consistent throughout the last years. And Dark George, I checked his sign-up submission before the stream to update this graphic, and there was nothing, and I couldn't find anything about him. So I had to ask him and his managers what I could put as results. And yeah, pretty new player, mainly present online since the COVID-19 era. But once the tournament reopened, he got top 64 at London, the Open, post-Worlds, and top 64 at Bilbao, special event. And last year in NPA, he went 5-2, so pretty valuable and pretty solid in these team tournaments. He's been very, very present and dominant in all of them, all of which he took part in. So I think it's time to jump into the team preview and not lose any time. So
let's get it.
Oh, so
we're seeing.
Go.
These are some interesting teams. We're seeing some sort of balanced team with like the Chiyu. The Chiyu Fluttermane stuff with like Garchomp. I think I've seen this team before. The only pick is it's a bit surprising is the Iron Hands, but the other 5 I've seen paired together. And then on York's team I also see sort of balanced team, but also a stall potential with like of course the Wochen and Glamora, which could be corrosion to even like be able to poison the Amoonguss. Another option we could see is something we saw earlier, like in Series 2, is where we have like a very bulky Dragonite with a Fire Spin, I believe it is.
Yeah.
To trap into opponents, which can be very helpful if you pair it together with the Glamora and Wochang. On the other hand, there is a Chanpao on this team, so the first thing when I would look at this combo is it would still be banded, but I wouldn't be too surprised if I see it as a stall option here.
And this team by Genius is actually very similar to the one that Atmosphere and Yoshin Lugia brought to the Fort Wayne Regional. They had Baxcalibur instead of Garchomp, and I think Tinglu instead of Iron Hands, still the Assault Vest slot. And they have decided their leads, so let's see. I would say that Genius team might have enough damage to break through the stall composition of Dark George. So we might expect him to bring it even if Genius has enough answers. But let's see. Flowermane and Glimora, no Wochen in lead by Dark George against Flowermane and Amoonguss. I think this is booster energy, Let's see if the boost is in special attack or speed. And speed is the case for this matchup. Yeah, against
most
probably specs.
Yeah, most things I've seen have like been special attack boosted, but it's actually a set orientated with Icewind, which is interesting. But I guess if you have like Chiyu in the back, yes, I can see the reason why you want to go with the Icewind. But we're gonna see Among Us options are probably like a Rage Powder here, which is pretty safe, or like trying to spore a slot, depending of course on the Flutter set of Jork, with also a potential Terra option from the Glamora, so we'll see what's gonna happen here.
Yeah, and here the Glamora, like, it's very important to see what ability Dark George is running on Glamora, since Corrosion might be a threat for this Among Us for the reason. And here we see a Terra type brought out by I don't know which one of them, but there is a Terra Fairy.
I think this is from Jork.
Let's see. Yeah, it is. And Shoutable. So not gonna take the 1-8 knockout. I don't think it would have. Yeah, okay, that's very bulky. And this Flyer main being boosted speed doesn't have that much of special attack. Among Us is going to take that Dazzling Gleam very well, even if the critical hit did boost that damage. But the double up onto that Flyer main is going to take the knockout on turn 1. And the Pollen Puff is going to go on to a dead slot. So
that actually hurts quite a lot, because you had like just a free spore here, but maybe you were just afraid of a Terra coming in from like the Glamora, and so you were hoping that maybe you can just try to KO the Flutter main, and otherwise you will be able to heal yourself up, which in this case is not happening. And now you lost your Flutter main turn 1. You don't do a lot of damage, and both opponents are still awake.
Yeah, and here Gyarados coming in. I don't think it would be glad to take any of the opposing moves, since it is Terra Fairy, so it cannot rely on Terra Steel to take that Fairy type move and that Rock type one. Flyer main being called back by Dark Jork, and Arcanine is going to be the choice to be brought in, and maybe it carries the safety goggles, so it's not going to be affected by the Spore, bringing that Gyarados at -1. And Waterfall still picking up some good damage on the tuition. I expected it to deal more, actually. But the Power Gem...
No, Power Gem coming in. That's a lot of damage.
Yeah.
At least they get the berry up.
Yeah, Aguav
which
berry.
is going to help a bit.
Yeah, it's going to help stay pretty healthy. And the Spore is going to put that Glamora to sleep. And here, I think Genius might start to do some Pollen Puff game.
You could do some Pollen Puffs. On the other hand, it's a bit annoying where you're not like super safe to go for the Pollen Puff, because the Among Us is in Flare Blitz range from the Arcanine.
Yeah.
So we're gonna see a defensive switch in here from Genius, and I think he went for the Protect on the Among Us.
Yeah, Arcanine went for a Protect as well. He just wanted to stall the first turn of sleep and probably called that Among Us protecting. And here, Genius is in a good position though.
Yeah, with that Protector preventing a Protect Waterfall play coming out from Genius. Now we're gonna see the Terra Water Chiyu.
Yeah, and I knew about that. That's why I was telling you. And here probably the Among Us is safe, since the Arcanine is going to be knocked out, I think. And yeah, Terra Water, very interesting here. People are opting for Terra Water instead of a Terra Grass, I think, for this option in general. And I think
it makes sense. Yeah. Since the Chiyu is safety goal, so you don't need the Terra Grass to avoid like Rage Powder or being put to sleep by Among Us. And that's just a straight up knockout, obviously, with the ability and the super effective hit, like, or Arcanine doesn't stand a chance, and Glamora staying asleep.
Yeah, and Among Us just covered for the wake up with a Spore. And Flare main in the back by Dark George here might put in some work with the Dazzling Gleam, since I think it's the only reliable option to hit that Chiyu with the Among Us on the field. But no,
we're gonna see the Dragonite. Ooh. So now I'm wondering though. I'm very intrigued to see what Dragonite set this is gonna be.
Might be Lumberry with Tailwind, maybe?
Might be Lumberry, based off the play that Genius is making by not opting to Spore, but going for the Rage Powder. Or it might be still Bandit. But just going for the extreme speed, I don't know my Chiyu cogs that well, so I don't know if that's banned or not, but...
I'm quite sure it's not.
Don't think so, and we're gonna see the Terra Blast coming out from the Chiyu into the Glimora, and is this gonna take a KO? No, it's gonna...
Okay.
It's very close, and another turn of sleep from the Glimora,
and that's clutch
which
for
is... that's clutch for Genius, because if Chiyu dies here, that would put Jork in a very good position to clean up this game with the Flutter Mane in the back versus the Gyarados.
Yeah.
Especially if this Dragonite is a Lumberry set.
I'm quite sure this Glimora is turning an Assault Vest, since that damage does not make sense in my opinion. So I'm quite sure it's Assault Vest, and here Genius is wanting to put that Glimora back to sleep since it burned all of his 3 turns.
We're gonna see the Ice Spinner confirming no banded set, so based on the Rage Powder earlier, I am assuming this is a Lumberry. But we're gonna see the recovery from the Amoonguss coming up to Glimora, finally waking up after I think 3 turns of sleep and then going the Moral Spin. Or is it gonna be Toxic Debris, or are we gonna see a Corrosion coming out here?
Darjork, okay.
It is just Toxic Debris.
That it is Toxic Debris, yeah. And back to sleep, this Mortal Spin didn't have the effect that Darjork was hoping for, maybe catching that Chiyu, not protecting. And here, Genius might have a self-pollen buff, as
he might.
It is an interesting play right now.
It depends if the Amoonguss is able to live another Ice Spinner, because I think, based on the damages last time, it's going to be close. But Genius therefore opting to switch in the Gyarados, may potentially lower this Dragonite if it's a multi-skill set.
Yeah.
Which we're also going to find out soon.
Yeah, let's see. And it is multi-skill.
Which it is multi-skill, so a very good defensive switch in. Gyarados probably not going to take a lot of damage, but actually Dragonite ignoring the Amoonguss and going into the Chiyu, which will put it in another E-speed range.
Yeah, for sure. And this Dark Pulse is going to break that multi-scale and revealing that that Dragonite is pretty bulky actually. I think that took very, very little damage. And this Gyarados, depending on its spread, might be slower than that Glimora, since we have seen some very fast Glimora spreads, and she is being called back for
the fast ones usually are the ones with just a focus sash, where they just run max speed, but this one is probably AV based on the damage. Now we're just seeing Genius with a very safe switch in, and the Ice Spinner actually targeting it into the Gyarados, and Gyarados is indeed faster than the Glimora and taking just the clean KO on it.
Toxic Debris are going to be effective on Chiyu, and Chiyu only actually, since Gyarados is flying and the Amoonguss is poison type, so when it'll come back on the field, if it'll happen, the Toxic Spikes will get, I don't know, like, destroyed. I don't even know what's the interaction in game, like if the poison just gets rid of them or if it just destroys them. But yeah, here we have a pretty defensive turn for Genius, since that Flutter Mane can just clean up with a Dazzling Gleam. Absorbed. Okay, so Amoonguss is going to absorb the Toxic Spikes if it comes back on the field. And yeah, the protect by this Gyarados in this turn is pretty risky actually, since a double up
it's sort of a call because if the Flutter Mane actually opts to do like for a Shadow Ball into the Amoonguss with a double up with the Dragonite, it's probably gonna die, which it actually does. It's ignoring the Dragonite, and this with Ice Spinner would kill it, and a very good read from Jork to killing this Amoonguss. And that's gonna put Genius in a very tough spot, because now Flutter Mane is just free to kind of just kill the Gyarados or the Chiyu and just win. I think like Shadow Wall into the Gyarados plus Extreme Speed into the Chiyu would just clean up the game for him now.
Yeah, I mean...
And Chiyu even being poisoned to make it even worse.
Yeah, and Chiyu was very low in health. I didn't realize it was at 25 HP, so probably none of Genius' play was enough to put that Chiyu in a winning spot. Yeah, Extreme Speed is a threat on the field. And Flutter Mane is just going to close that up with the Shadow Ball. I'm not sure if it's enough, even if it is choice packs. So let's see.
I'm pretty sure it is, because it's not an Assault Vest set, but like specs Flutter Mane, don't underestimate it. It's good.
I thought it was around like 100 HP, but yeah, it was at 70.
I think even then it would still die.
Yeah, I'm not used to these Gyarados calculations, but I don't know, Olimak. And we have some news by Abe and Darkbond. The poison types, when they get on the field with the toxic spikes on, they will get an Omni boost. So this is going to be Gen 10 mechanic.
They will get an Omni boost.
Gen 10 mechanics foiled by Abe and Darkbond. But let's go into Game 2 team preview. And Genius here was just kind of destroyed by the Flare main in the late game. And yeah, he's stalling. You can see he's stalling the A button.
Yeah, I think the turn 1 put Genius in a disadvantaged spot from the entire game, where he was not able to put anything to sleep and just lose his Flare main for a little bit of damage, which was not enough to being able to clean up those mons fast. So we're gonna see if he's gonna adapt or just banking on the same lead and just trying to make a different play so he doesn't lose out too much on the turn 1.
Yeah, the lead is the same.
And it looks like we're gonna see this same game plan out of Genius. So he's probably thinking he can still win with his current game plan by just adapting some plays. So we're gonna see what he's cooked up with.
Yeah, let him cook. And I think he has to not lose that Flare main on turn 1. It's pretty important that the Flare main stays on the field, or even just alive, to deal damage to that Dragonite, since it was a pretty good wall into his team.
Yeah, because if you look at what Jorg brought game 1, like, it can do decent damage to Arcanine. Same to Glamora. It can, if Dragonite's not being able to Terra, it's gonna do a lot of damage. And the same with the Flutter main. Potentially with it's probably not going to Oko the Flutter main because it's a speed boost, but it would be able to do like 80% still, which would put it into just a kind of range to pick it up from like any mon that's Genius has on the field.
Yeah, and let's see if maybe another option is to spore that Flutter main on turn 1 instead of the Glamora. And let's see.
And maybe go for just a protect on the Flutter main.
Yeah.
We'll see. We're gonna see the same leads.
Yeah. So same leads for both of the players, and I'm just kind of pissed that Jarjork inverted the 2 mons. But yeah, this is a penalty, right, Darkbond? I think this is a game loss.
Yeah, a game loss. Yeah, and we're actually gonna see a very safe play from Genius, because I don't see a world ever where Amoonguss, even with the double up, is gonna get KO'd here. So we're gonna see if Jorg is gonna make the same play he did last time, or that he realized himself from if the same thing happens as game 1, but he spores, I might be in some trouble. So we're actually gonna see the switch out, which I presume is the Arcanine predicting that spore going into the Flutter main, which would kind of give it's pretty neutral turn depending on which the Glamora decides to target. If it's gonna go for a Mortal Spin, or just decide going hard in on the read and going for like a Power Gem onto the Amoonguss, but the Sludge Bomb,
and Spore coming out onto that safety goggles slot,
Yep.
And yeah, so this is a repositioning turn for Jorg and pretty safe turn for Genius. I think this favors Jorg since he put himself in the position he wanted to be. And
because now essentially Jorg has the opportunity to kill the Flutter main with a double up, but also just being able to do a lot of damage into the Amoonguss with a Flare Blitz. So we're gonna see the opt out for the switch in into the Gyarados, lower that attack of the Arcanine, and expecting a Flare Blitz into that slot. Well, it is a bit of a risk, because if Jorg decides to double that up with like a Power Gem, that would be like detrimental. And we're just gonna see the Shadow Ball coming out doing that's so little damage, but actually the special defense drop. And we're gonna see the Flare Blitz into the Flutter main actually.
But
so Jorg predicting it would have killed, yeah. And now we're actually gonna see the double up, as I said earlier, and that Flutter main dying again without doing almost nothing.
Yeah. And I'm quite surprised by that Arcanine's damage. I wonder if this Flutter main is just not that lucky, or if that Arcanine is like adamant,
heavily invested,
Probably both of them are.
Is there a chance where it might be maybe banded actually? Because maybe it's banded.
It's goggles.
And
that's what surprised me, because I thought about the band, but yeah, it carrying the safety goggles just doesn't make sense. I think it's max attack, and that's an interesting damage. Yeah, probably Genius will keep that in mind for the next turns or the next games if we're going to see a game 3. And Gyarados
there's actually there is some HP investment though into the Flutter Mane, because that's like 145 HP, and normally I think it's like around 130-ish somewhere if you're not running like any bulk. So yeah, it has some. The more actually switching out, probably not wanting to like potentially Terra Grass than being and wasting it. So we're just gonna see a defensive switch. If you have the Lumberry, it's quite safe. Arcanine going for the Will-O-Wisp into Amoonguss, probably predicting a switch, and it's gonna miss, which in my opinion is not gonna like matter much.
Yeah, and Terra Blast here is going to threaten that Arcanine, and Gyarados is going to come back once again on the field to intimidate both Dragonite and Arcanine. Probably both carrying extreme speed. I would
a very safe switch in just lowering the attack of both.
And bringing that Arcanine at -2 and that Dragonite at -1. Let's see. No, okay, that Arcanine didn't switch out since we have seen the Amoonguss being the first switch out. And this Terra, okay.
We're gonna see the Terra and the Chi-Yu again. Which makes sense, because if realistically you're looking at the other options, you're probably not going to Terra your Gyarados in Terra Steel. It's not going to give you any value. And the same for like the Amoonguss in the back. I think this is like the only logical Terra you have left after the main stat. And we're going to see the Terra from the Arcanine, and it's going to be that Terra flying, opting for a Terra Blast probably, just doing a lot of damage.
Yeah, probably even carrying the Lumberry and not the Choice Band. It's going to deal some good damage.
Terra Blast.
And no
that's probably going to just... Yep, no extreme speed. Just gonna kill this Arcanine from here, I assume. Yep. Chi-Yu is still a Chi-Yu.
Yeah, clean one-hit knockout. And Terra Blast is going to come out. Let's see.
Probably in the Gyarados.
Yeah,
just a very safe play from Jork, covering for almost everything. Not a lot of damage after that Intimidate and not having a band, the Choice Band here.
Yeah.
And Gyarados is like, they weren't quite bulky Gyaradoses. That makes sense. And now we're gonna see the Flutter Mane enter the field again, which caused Genius a lot of trouble into the last game.
Yeah, and in this scenario, I think Flutter Mane always picks up the kill on Gyarados with Moonblast, since we have Bits of the Rain active on the field.
Oh yeah, that's actually gonna hurt Genius right now.
Oh,
and we're gonna see the Dazzling Gleam, also just a safe option.
Yeah.
Just want to have damage on both, so the Chi-Yu would be in extreme place for range. Oh, that's so much damage. It does get a Guav Berry off, so I think it would be able, it would be able to live another Terra Blast here. But for the next turn, it would probably die to extreme speed. And we're gonna see the Terra Blast opting into the Gyarados, and it's gonna live thanks to that Guav Berry. Let's see. Oh no.
Yeah, I think Genius is still fine with this, since the speed control was dropped down.
Speed control is huge. Yeah. The downside is though, as I said earlier, the Dragonite would be able to just kill the Gyarados here, since it's faster, and it has the option to eat extreme speed. And I don't think this Chi-Yu has enough damage to maybe Oko the Flutter Mane here, and then Flutter Mane could do quite a lot of damage in return.
Yeah, it won't be a one-hit knockout, but probably with the Heat Wave, it would be maybe, and I say maybe, 2-hit KO on the Flutter Mane. I'm not sure about this Skulk, since I didn't play that much of S3, and we see that the Gyarados stays on the field, and it pays off since we don't see extreme speed. But is it a tie?
Sure. Don't think it's a tie.
No, okay, yeah, we've always seen the Gyarados moving
crit. I don't.
That critical hit. Yeah.
I don't think it matters.
It depends, since this Gyarados just took very few damage during this game by Terra Blast, and might be bulky and not that invested in attack. So.
And now we're gonna see another call, because I assume Dragonite is gonna e-speed either of the slots, and I think Genius needs to call this right to keep himself into this game and potentially push to a game 3.
Yeah, so he's protecting the Chi-Yu, I think. And what was it? Waterfall on Dragonite? I'm not sure about that one targeting option. But yeah, Dark George here is thinking a lot about what slot to target in this turn, and it is going to be the Chi-Yu.
Huge. So Genius finally getting a read right here.
Yeah.
Let's see if it's gonna pay off, because we saw the Gyarados being faster, but ooh, that's not a lot of damage there.
Yeah.
And there's gonna be the Sludge Bomb, which is just gonna get a clean kill into the Gyarados, and now leaving Geniuses with only his little fish left next to a full health Amoonguss.
Yeah, so let's see if Amoonguss can clutch this game. I don't think
Let's
so.
see if Amoonguss can clutch this game. It's potential, because Dragonite is low. I think it's really gonna depend if Terra Blast is able to kill this Glamora, since I think last time it did around like 80%.
Yeah, but Dragonite is at -1.
It is at -1, so it wouldn't OHKO the...
Yeah.
Oh, the ESP, and it's little Chi-Yu surviving, which is extremely huge here.
I'm not sure about this Genius move, since if Mortal Spin comes out by the Glimora...
and it actually does take the KO.
Yeah, can take the win. And let's see if it went for the single target move. And it is the Sludge Bomb.
It went for the Sludge Bomb. Oh, ooh. That would have been... If that was a Mortal Spin, the game would have just been over.
Yeah, and I think that was the right move in every scenario.
Yeah.
And yeah, so here Genius exposing himself to this Mortal Spin by not going for Terra Blast and Side Pollen Puff.
Yeah,
but
I guess maybe did Chi-Yu protect the turn before last turn? I don't think so. I guess I can respect it somehow, because it also kind of covers for the Chi-Yu going for the protect and then sporing, but we actually gonna see this Glamora taking out by the Terra Blast, and we're gonna go to game 3.
Yeah, and Jork is in the chat saying, I'm stupid, I know. Nah, don't worry, you did it for the stream.
The content.
Yeah,
for
for
content.
game 3.
We appreciate it.
So you just told Genius, hey, I did it for the content, like, let me win game 3, please.
Let me win game 3. Yeah, so we saw the Terra Water Terra Blast being extremely helpful for Genius in this game, taking out the Arcanine and the Glamora, which just gave a lot of value, especially after losing that Flutter Mane early again with not doing a lot of damage.
Yeah, and
not to mention that Thunder Wave was huge, making sure it's faster, so the Gyarados was able to get the KO on the Flutter Mane.
And I think it will be important to set it up earlier in the game, maybe.
To have more offensive pressure, because with the Speed Boost Flutter Mane, it felt like he wasn't having a lot of offensive pressure with it. Wow.
Yeah, and Garchomp is going to be the choice.
Garchomp. Yeah, I can see Garchomp paired with this Flutter Mane, because it is of course Speed Boost and it has Ice in, so that would make a lot more sense to me for a reason to bring the Flutter Mane.
And that Garchomp is probably Terra Fire, as we had seen many Garchomps being Terra and Terra Fire.
Most have been Terra Fire. I've seen a few Terra Steel. I know Wolf Click was Steel in Port Wayne last weekend. On the other hand, you have seen, if you're bringing it as your main Terra, that means you can't have Water the Chi-Yu, which has been super good for Genius in the past 2 games.
Yeah, so we're going to see what Genius has cooked for this game, and he did leave at home that Flower Mane. So we're not going to see...
Which makes sense to me.
Yeah, yeah, since it wasn't that useful.
If you're not leading it next to Garchomp, it makes sense that you're leaving it at home for now.
Yes,
yeah, not to mention last game that Chi-Yu surviving on 3 HP, I think, to push us to this game 3.
Yeah.
And we're gonna see an adaptation from Jork as well, going for the Dragonite immediately, going for a more offensive lead here.
Let's see if Garchomp can take these 2 guys. I'm not sure. Depends on the Terra, which Genius has to show us.
Steel.
Okay,
Terra,
it is Terra
Terra
Fire.
Steel would be. It's Terra Fire. And we're just gonna see a double protect from Genius. I think that's always when you're facing like a Spexmon or just a Choicemon. Double protect in turn 1 to scout out a potential Terra and see what they lock in is quite valuable. So you don't have to risk losing like straight up turn 1 or just being on the backhand again after like a wrong read.
Yeah, and
just opting for a safe double protect. And he did bait out the Terra.
Yeah.
I think this is a pretty good turn from Genius.
Yeah, scouting the Terra type by
and it is actually going to locked into the Dazzling Gleam.
And the Dazzling Gleam being choice by that choice packs Flower Mane. So I wonder if that Amoonguss can leave like a Dazzling Gleam plus Terra Blast if the Gyarados comes on the field right now. Because that might be a really good choice by Genius. And he's thinking about that. So let's see, if Garchomp stays on the field, it's kind of forced to go for the Terra Fire. And If not, I wonder if this Among Us Calc is going to be the case. But Genius is kind of thinking about that. Yeah, Terra.
Yeah, you can make an argument to Terra both here.
Yeah.
Because if you Terra Fire, then yes, your guard jump will take the Dazzling Gleam very well, but then the Among Us is going to take a lot of damage, and therefore we're going to see the Among Us switch out into the Gyarados, lowering the attack of the Dragonite, and therefore keeping the Among Us healthy for later in the game.
Yeah, and I expected the Gyarados to come out in the other slot, but yeah, here Genius is making a play to confuse me and not his opponent, or maybe his opponent as well, we don't know. But the Terra type Fire is going to be the choice for this turn, and in this case it's only used as defensive Terra type and not to avoid the burn.
I like the Chomp stay in the Terrier because you keep your offensive pressure on the board, and if you look at like what the mons are of Jork, there aren't like, oh, a Rock Slide miss onto this Dragonite, extremely huge, keeping the multi-skill alive and not having a potential chance to even flinch. And we're gonna see the Star Blast going into the Gyarados, and it's gonna do a good chunk of damage like last time, but not enough to put the Gyarados into the Guava Berry range. We're just gonna see a Rock Slide again. And yeah, that miss might be huge now, because now the Rock Slide will never kill the Dragonite next turn. We're gonna just see it.
And this Dazzling Gleam picks up the KO, so no move by Gyarados in this game. And Rock Slide probably has the hope for a flinch to keep this game alive by Genius, and that's not the case. So this Star Blast is at -1, but I think it's going to deal a lot of damage. And yeah, 33 HP remaining.
Put it in extreme speed range.
Yeah, for sure. And Among Us is threatening with a Spore onto Flutter main slot, since we assume that Dragonite is Lumberry.
And I do think maybe the Among Us is able to tank the double up here.
Yeah, and that's why we were talking about Gyarados coming out onto that Garchomp slot in the turn 2. But yeah, that was the outcome of bringing Gyarados in the right slot, and it was missing the Rock Slide. So guys,
we're gonna
don't
see
switch
this
Gyarados on
probably into the Arcanine, I think. Yeah, just a very safe switch, preventing the Spore and lowering the Garchomp attack. Or is it a clear? No, it's a clear Amulet. Yeah,
but still, it has.
It's an extremely safe switch, because if you have the Lumberry, nothing is going to put to sleep. It's still an extreme speed range, and now you're also threatening the Among Us with Flare Blitz from the Arcanine.
So pretty offensive spot here by Jork, and I don't know how Genius can adjust his positioning on the field to avoid losing 2 Pokemons in this turn. Probably Arcanine being that attack invested, as we witnessed in game 2.
I want to see if it's able to. I want to see if it's able to actually OHKO this Among Us, because of the damage we saw earlier from it. We're gonna see the Garchomp switch, that I feel like you kinda have to, unless you want to let it die. We're gonna see this Chi-Yu. Let's see if Chi-Yu is able to clutch it up for Genius in this game, with the E-Speed still doing quite a lot of damage, probably a 3-hit KO from that range. And we're gonna see the Flare Blitz into Among Us. Oh my god, that's so much damage. That is probably an Adamant Arcanine, I assume. We're gonna see the Berry, but damn.
Yeah, 80.
This is looking very rough from Genius. We're gonna see the self bump of like giving the Chi-Yu back to full, but even then.
Yeah, Chi-Yu has the option to go for I was going to say doesn't have the option to go for the Terra Blast, as it did in the previous 2 games. So let's see how Genius plays this out. Has to protect the Among Us to make it leave another turn. And Heat Wave is not going to deal
doing a lot of damage, but it won't be enough. The Among Us protecting, surviving for this turn, but I do think this is gonna be the end of our beloved Fluttermane not being able to clutch up the game this time.
Yeah,
but it doesn't live with maybe extreme speed range.
I don't know.
Maybe if the last time was like a low roll, it's possible.
Yeah, I think it left that Chi-Yu with 81 HP. So it dealt 52 HP.
It did, yeah. It's probably a roll here if this lives. But you know that if Arcanine has extreme speed as well, then it's never gonna live it.
Yeah, it's just a double up here if that kills. I mean, if that Arcanine carries extreme speed, but it didn't use it in the previous games. So Dragonite going for protect.
Dragonite going for protect. And we're gonna see that extreme speed into the Chi-Yu. Oh yeah, and that of course is gonna take KO, and that I do think that is probably game, because that's probably game, because there's just E-Speed in the back with a low health Garchomp.
Yeah.
I don't see how Genius wins this unless... I guess his win con is a disconnect from Jork at this point.
Yeah. Always hold onto your win conditions, and I hope this is not the case. Yeah, let's see if Genius can manage to pull that disconnection out. And yeah, both
just stalling as much time as possible.
Yeah, you can see. No, okay.
Yeah,
He gave up.
no. We're gonna see the forfeit from Genius, and we're gonna see Jork taking the match and being 6-0 actually now, which is congrats to him. I think when I look at the Samurai's roster, they have an insane roster, and I believe with this he will be the highest elo player of Samurai's going into the final week, and probably also still in the contention of MVP, which is of course would be an amazing result to have.
Yeah, sure. And we have to wonder if I have to wonder and ask you if he is the only undefeated right now. Maybe Chengfu? I'm not sure.
No. Chengfu lost this week, so he's not undefeated anymore. Okay. So Chengfu is 5-1, and of course Genius also was undefeated 5-0 before this week. And then the first, if I scroll down, no, I don't think I don't think there's anyone undefeated anymore. Oh, there's actually Z-Strats from the Monarchs is undefeated, going 1-0.
Okay.
So he is only undefeated near left. Oh, and actually, that is it. And Jork.
Yeah, so probably Jork is going to take that MVP title, and
it's gonna depend on the last week, of course, because Snow is still in the contention. Disu, even Talon, Lily, Maluka probably. No, Maluka not anymore.
No. So yeah, congrats to.
It'll be exciting the last week to see who will clinch up that MVP.
Yeah. Next week we are going to broadcast probably all the MVP contenders. Yeah, even if it will mean that we have to repeat some people on stream, I think that will be a must for the next stream. But let's jump into the next matchup. I would say Tekka against Bangfox, and these two players are relatively new to the scene, even if I think they've been playing for a long time. Bangfox for sure was playing already in 2019, but he came out as a really strong player during the COVID and after the COVID, since we can see he got top 4 at Milan, this special event in Italy, and won that London Open. And sadly, it didn't count for the UIC and OCIC race for the stipend. Yeah, so that was unfortunate. And this year, he attended only Bochum since he's pretty busy with the university things. And he got top 32 with a 10-4 score and pretty solid
an amazing result.
Yeah. I'm not sure if he's going to attend Turin, like the special in Italy, since he lives...
Is he going to EUIC?
He's not.
Okay.
So yeah, he kind of has to win Turin to get towards or get very high
at locals maybe, with locals coming back as well.
And ICs, I was thinking about ICs, but locals are coming back. I'm busy with universities, just an excuse.
or just win 2 ICs, get your worlds invited by not playing IRL the entire season.
Easy. And Tekka, I think he's from Guatemala.
Yep, he is. Correct.
And he got some nice results last year. Top 64 at IC, UIC and NIC both. And he's pretty present online. And he won the PGL Season 3. So, yeah, I'm not sure about their score in the current season of NPA.
I mean, I can check it real quick. He is, at the moment, he is 3-1.
Okay, and
he played the first. He played the first 4 weeks, Tekka, and then he couldn't play. I mean, he wasn't allowed to play, but let's not talk about it. Let's not talk about it here. And now he's able to play again, and of course having immediately a very strong opponent in Bangfox again. So it should be a very good match against 2 good players.
Yeah, so I would say it's time for us to jump into this team preview. And let's see.
We're gonna see We're gonna see that the balance team, but this time opting for the Dragonite instead of the Excalibur.
Yep. And
this is the first thing I'm seeing. Fisher.
Yep. We might expect the Fisher, and we sometimes see a Chipao in this comp.
Oh no.
Oh, and Banfox is playing his team.
Bringing his local team, right, that he won with.
Yeah. He went almost undefeated. Music is pretty loud. Okay, thank you. This is fine. Yeah, should be fine. I'm waiting for a feedback. And yeah, he went almost undefeated. He only lost to Donati, who just went for a Rock Slide. Thank you, Tio. Yeah, he went for a Rock Slide and just flinched everything. But yeah, that team is pretty solid with an offensive mode in Flutter Mane Chi-Yu, with Glimora being, I think, Focus Sash with Toxic Debris. So we're not going to see Corrosion in this match.
Unless he made some adaptations, which is of course possible.
And on Tekka's side, yeah, we have Flutter Mane going for choice packs and not a booster energy. There are some different opinions on the sets you can run in these teams. We are seeing some Among Us going for the Okaberry.
Yeah, I've seen Okaberry, Rocky Helmet.
Yeah,
as well.
And
then
Biodio is a bit strange. I hope it'll not be like this throughout the whole BO3. But yeah, let's see. Dragonite Lumberry might indicate it carries Tailwind,
or just it's either going to be like Tailwind Protect, or either of those, and then just Ice Spin or E-Speed and the Terra Blast for Terra Flying.
Yeah, we're going to see that because we have the leads, and I think the Dragonite was brought in this game. I'm not sure. Okay.
Yeah.
So Tekka against Banfox. Let's see the leads. Banfox likes a lot to lead with Tinglu and Woqian. Let's see if it's the case. Larry and Frank. Okay. No,
going for an offensive lead.
Yeah, Chi-Yu and Gyarados. I mean, Gyarados is not that offensive since it should have the.
I mean, it has the Iron Head, so it's threatening the Flutter Mane here.
I was thinking about it. So it actually threatens the KO on this Flutter Mane, and we see the Arcanine coming out very fast by Tekka, very fast choice, and Moonblast is going to be the choice by this choice packs Flutter Mane, wanting to spam some damage from the start of this game, and he's not clicking it though, so he might go for some like Power Gem into Gyarados, or doesn't Gleam to spam AoE damage. Okay, it's not AoE in this game, it's spread. Okay, too much League of Legends.
Too much League of Legends, that's why I don't play too much League of Legends.
That's the story of my life. And yeah, we see Dazzling Gleam being the choice. And
seeing as Chi-Yu switch out making sense, because you're giving the opposing Flutter Mane potentially an opportunity to kill the Gyarados with Power Gem after the Beards of Ruin. I don't know, drop, how would you even call it, I don't know. Then we're seeing an Arcanine switching, just lowering the attack, actually very handy, because you're also going to lower the Tinglu attack. So you're not getting potentially O-code by a Heavy Slam anymore. You're just going to see a Flutter Mane going for a D-Gleam, just doing a solid chip.
Doing the same damage to both Gyarados and Tinglu is fun.
Yeah. Yeah, we're not going to see this time, we're actually able to see this Flutter Mane being able to stay on the field for 2 turns and being able to do damage instead of the Flutter Mane Slander we saw last set, where it just went on the field, kind of did nothing and then died.
Yeah, and I think this was a great switch in by Banfox, since he got rid of the Beads of Ruin and brought his own, what is this name, Base of Ruin? I'm not sure. Okay. And
I don't know.
No, I'm not sure.
Well, I have them open here, so yeah.
Vessel.
The Vessel of Ruin.
Maybe Vessel, yeah.
Now we're going to see another Vessel of Ruin entering the field, not wanting to let down this Flutter Mane. And we're going to see a Will-O-Wisp going into the
wrong slot, since Fisher does not care about that burn.
Fisher is different.
Let's see.
We're going to see a Thunder Wave ignoring the Flutter Mane again. And then this Para, when there's a Para, might be a very cringe game. We're going to see the Heavy Slam that's going to do no damage.
Yeah, nice 6 HP. And here Banfox is going for Thunder Wave, since he might have the Flutter Mane in the back, and it carries Hex if it didn't change the sets.
Yep.
So that's pretty good.
Yeah, it also makes sense, because you're able to get a Well, power flinch, and you were able to go for power flinch while also you would be able, if the Flutter Mane stayed in, it would die from the heavy slam. And now we're going to see the Ruination coming out.
Yeah. So that's very different damage.
Oh, Rock Tomb.
Yeah,
Rock Tomb is an interesting move. I have seen multiple people. I've seen people run Span Tomb. I think Maluka ran that in his NPA set this week.
I'm not sure.
I'm not sure. Someone did use it. I don't remember who. I don't remember who used it, but someone used Sand Tomb, I think.
Sand Tomb. Okay. Yeah, Sand Tomb is interesting actually. Works kind of like.
Yeah, Maluka used Sand Tomb. Abai confirms it.
Okay, thank you. And yeah, Sand Tomb is very, very interesting since you lock the opposing Pokemon on the field, and you can do whatever you want, reposition. And here, Rock Tomb is for more of like a speed control option on the Tinglu, which is going to be switched out for the Amoonguss, being pretty safe on the field.
Yeah, pretty safe, but actually...
high roll.
Is it a high roll or a crit? It is just a high roll.
So yeah, 96 HP on the first waterfall and 100
and another Ruination. That's gonna hurt. Just slowly chipping everything down, making sure it's in range for the Flutter Mane in the back to kill everything. If there's a Flutter Mane in the back, and of course you have the Chi-Yu, which is, at this point, might be able to just OHKO every mon from this range.
Yeah, should be able to.
Should be able to.
And another interesting thing is that Banfox has Flutter Mane booster energy with the speed boost. So we're going to see this option once again, paired with the Chi-Yu, and it will be interesting to see if Dazzling Gleam picks up the KO on the opposing Flutter Mane. It probably will, and we have seen Amoonguss with the Citrus Berry having odd HP number, so didn't need that Citrus Berry after Ruination.
Yeah, that's actually, I think that's pretty bad in general, having not an even number HP when you're running Citrus Berry. A lot of people though forget about it when they just put like in a spread. I used to do it as well. I just had a spread in my head and I used that, and then at some point I saw, oh, actually I'm running Citrus Berry. This is not optimal. And then I've always changed it. It's the same thing how when people used Belly Drum on like Iron Hands, they didn't have the equal amount of HP, so they wouldn't get the Citrus Berry recovery.
Yeah, and Chi-Yu coming on the field once again, and
now
this
it's
time,
gonna be able to.
Yeah, Chi-Yu is here to get some knockouts. And
unless Tekka's Flutter Mane can do some crazy work into the opposing Chi-Yu and just knock it out somehow, and OHKO with maybe a Power Gem. But opting for the Terra 3 Moonblast.
I'm not sure with the Terra type if it's able to get that knockout.
We will see, because that would be a huge turn for Tekka if he's able to kill the Chi-Yu here.
Yeah. We have to say that
yes, that's his,
it's pretty bulky.
It's his only win con. It is pretty bulky, probably, yeah. You know the Banfox team pretty well, I think. So.
Yeah. And Chi-Yu in general has very high special defense stat, so if it's like a bit bulky, I think it can take it pretty well. Let's see. No,
it actually have to shut up. That's the kill.
Okay, so if the Thunder Wave... Oh, taunt, okay.
So just going into a taunt into the Amoonguss makes sense.
Yeah, and here none of the slots can protect in this following turn with Gary. That is Wo-Chien. Yeah.
Oh, just like a Wo-Chien moment.
Yeah, Wo-Chien live reaction. And
live Wo-Chien reaction, yeah. It's an interesting spot because Flutter Mane is gonna do a lot of damage, of course, since there is... I think from this range, it should be Terra Poison, yeah. But it depends who you just think it's gonna Terra in, because of course, if the Terra type from Gyarados stayed the same, it is gonna be the Terra Steel. So if you Terra Steel, you would be able to live the Flutter Mane hit and therefore KO it in return, potentially, with a Waterfall or an Iron Hand.
Yeah, and here, Tinglu coming on the field.
That's gonna hurt his own Flutter Mane.
Yeah, it's going to hinder the damage by Moonblast, and I think Gyarados still has the Terra to live this one. But let's see if Banfox went for the Terra on Wo-Chien or on Gyarados, since it might matter.
Here is the Terra.
Yeah, I think he went for Terra on and protected the other slot. It makes sense.
And it is the Terra Steel, so Banfox calling it right. And we're gonna see what he decided to do.
Yeah,
and the Slug just going for a protect. Pretty safe. It's a pretty safe play because you will live with the Gyarados and you don't risk taking like a lot of damage or potentially even getting OHKO'd by
And
the Fluttermane, but
waterfall.
ooh, it went for it lives actually.
And that's
That
an
is
interesting play.
that is huge.
Yeah, Fisher.
Fisher. Oh, Fisher. Fisher. Oh god. Here we go. Here we go. Oh, the battle just got cancelled.
Okay. Yeah, he was trying to call Tinglu switching in the left slot, which didn't happen. So
I'm surprised by this forfeit.
Yeah, same.
I think maybe Wo Chen had the opportunity to win this, because if you're able to like kill the Fluttermane that turn.
Yeah, maybe
I guess Among Us has Polympus, so it's gonna be rough.
Yeah. Yeah,
And
right.
yeah, no protect on Gyarados hurting in from Banfox, otherwise you would be able to make a protect play, kill the Flutter and still be in the game. But I guess it's carrying like Arnet, Taunt, Thunderwave and Waterfall.
Yeah, it's product less. Yeah, you're right. It couldn't protect the Gyarados, so that was probably the right call by going for Terra type on Gyarados and protect on Wo Chen. I'm just not sure if Waterfall was the right option there.
Yeah. I guess he predicted a switch in from the Tinglu, but not killing the Fluttermane cost there. Oh, we're gonna see a disconnect here.
Yeah, not in the game, fortunately.
Not in the game, luckily. Yeah.
Yeah, so they're just going to connect themselves once again, and I'm going to just switch to our faces.
Yeah.
For the time being, and yeah, I'm curious to see if Banfox will bring Fluttermane in this game too.
Yeah, I think if he brought Fluttermane, it would have almost been a lock-up, because after he did so much chip to everything, the Chi-Yu combination paired with the Fluttermane would just destroy anything left on Tekka's field.
And it being boost in speed obviously matters, since it would have been faster than anything on Tekka's team. And yeah, let's see if it brings it to game 2. I have kind of to search at what point they started the team preview. Okay, what point of the recording? Okay, so here we are.
We're going back into the match.
Yeah, as you said, going for repeated ruinations and then cleaning up with the Fluttermane might be a nice plan by Banfox. But
on the other hand, his game plan, I think it was good. I just think if he had clicked Ironhead into the Fluttermane and kills it, I think it's a very different game.
Yeah.
In that way, I probably favor Banfox to win it with the Wo Chen.
I mean, I think with Ironhead and then Taunt once again, you might have to flinch the Tinglu for one turn, since you are no more a flame type. And like Tekka would have gone for Protect and Stomping Tantrum, and then would have won with Pull and Puff against Wo Chen. So you had maybe to flinch the Tinglu and go for Waterfall Giga Drain on that slot. But yeah, that's a scenario that is never going to happen since we are in game 2. Let's focus on game 2.
I'm interested to see how Banfox is gonna adapt to this.
Yeah, I was thinking about that. Fluttermane on Tekka's side did such a great work on game 1, so Banfox kind of has to play more defensively, but I don't know how, since it has...
Yeah, because the crucial turn was where the Terra Fairy Moonblast was able to OHKO the Chi-Yu, because if it doesn't OHKO, it's probably just game over.
Yeah, exactly. And that Terra type with the choice packs dealt a lot of damage to the opposing Chi-Yu, and let's see what the players adjusted for game 3.
We're gonna see the Tinglu plus the Arcanine coming out from Tekka, and I think, was it the same? No, this is not the same lead as Banfox. We're gonna...
Nope.
I think he lost... What did he lead last game? I completely forgot.
It was Chi-Yu and Gyarados, yeah.
Gyarados, yeah. We're gonna see the Tinglu here.
Tinglu
might just opt to get some chip again, going for the Ruminations, or Fisher. Ooh. And we see a Morning Sun on Tekka.
Yeah.
Morning Sun on the Arcanine. And we are actually going to see the switch out from the Tinglu. Probably want to avoid being burned here. And we're seeing the Wo Chen Slug. We're going to see the Slug. If the Wo Chen Slug, it is the Wo Chen Slug. And he actually Will-O-Wisp going into the Gyarados, so a good call made by Tekka here. Because if this burn would go into the Wo Chen, that would favor Bad Fox, I think, is therefore you can pretty safely Terra your Wo-Chan later and not being able to, and not be scared of a spore from the Among Us.
Ole!
Oh, I'm seeing a Fissure hit turn 1 on the Wo-Chan, no way.
So,
not like this.
I was talking with Banfox.
Not like this.
I was talking with Banfox today, and I was like, I met with him on Saturday, and I asked him €5 for a thing, and I told him, bro, I forgot to give you the €5 back, and he told me, okay, I'm fine with not having my €5 back if you don't broadcast my match against Teka.
I guess we have an explanation now.
So, yeah. So I now understand.
Yeah.
Go
Maybe Fiona gave Teka his thing, her thing. We don't know.
Fiona with the hacked switch. And did Teka click Fissure once again? I'm not sure.
Or Will-O-Wisp, I don't know.
Okay. The opposing Ting-Lu goes for a Stomp and Tantrum. And this Ting-Lu... Okay, that's a critical hit. Yeah, that was a lot of damage. No, Rock Tomb. Okay, we're safe.
It's a Rock Tomb. Okay. No Fissure. No,
I think we're going to see it click once again.
Just wanting to keep the 100% Fissure accuracy.
Yeah. So yeah, it's going to be clicked once again. Let's see if it's going to be the most accurate Fissure so far in this life. Or
no, this is in general just a very tough spot for Banfox.
Yeah, losing the
to come up with. I think he needs to start hitting some Fissures himself.
Yeah, and it misses.
Just seeing a waterfall.
It misses.
But just doing like no damage.
And okay, yeah, this is VGC.
Oh, this is VGC
2023 version. Okay, so both Fissures miss, and Among Us coming pretty safe to take those Fissures in place of that Ting-Lu. But yeah, okay, no, it's not going to go.
Are we gonna see a switch or not?
Okay.
No, we're just gonna see the Stomping Tantrum. Come on, Teka, I expect more.
Yeah, and double up.
Just wanting to slowly start chipping it down, and then that Fox hoping for a flinch. Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah.
No, another miss from the Fissure. Oh god, and we're gonna see the hit coming out. So Teka going for that's a lot of damage, of course, because of that Fissure miss.
Doubled, yeah, and it was a -1, so yeah, that's kind of a lot of damage.
It makes sense. It makes sense for Teka just wanting to don't want to rely on Fissure anymore. Well, I think Banfox needs to hit a Fissure this turn.
Yeah,
to stay in the game.
Banfox is like too important to hit a Fissure, and
opting for a Rock Tomb though into that Gyarados. So maybe he doesn't want to take a KO this turn, so he can get a double KO next turn.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. But like right now, Banfox has both Pokemons burned, so yeah, there's not going to be a lot of damage coming out from his side. And Fissure is like the only way he can win this game. And he's already missed 2, I think.
Yep.
So let's see if he goes for the third. Yeah, Paralyze coming out on the Among Us. And it misses the third one. So yeah, very, very sad. You can see the Ting-Lu on his side.
This is VGC. We're gonna see that Berry coming up.
I don't know this game.
Yeah.
Okay, Citrus Berry being eaten by Gyarados, Pollenpuff. No damage, but yeah, I think Banfox is relying on a Paralyze on the Among Us right now to maybe hit a Fissure on Ting-Lu, but Ting-Lu is actually being called back by Teka. Okay, and Pollenpuff is going to be clicked once again.
Yeah, Teka don't want it. I'm like, even if you hit Fissure, I will Fissure you later in this game.
This game.
Yeah. There's something I was not expecting when this format came out was Ting-Lu with Fissure just being everywhere.
And it is for a very significant reason. I mean, it's too bulky, can stay on the field a lot of turns, and it can miss a lot of turns. So, yeah, okay. Okay, I probably...
Not even getting the KO on the Arcanine as well, but that's rough. That is rough.
I probably owed like €50 now to Banfox for broadcasting this match.
Yeah, maybe we need to see another DC. And the Arcanine actually going for the Morning Sun. Interesting choice, I think. If you maybe you want to just kill the Tinglu here, so it can't fish you, and then you can just pollen puff yourself. And even if it fails, I think you're still in a very good position to win this game because the Arcanine is Gyarados is extremely low HP.
Yeah, but Arcanine by Amoonguss, and Arcanine cannot move. I think it wouldn't have moved anyways. Since okay, no, I don't know.
Wait, would it have hit, or does it show always that it connects on the Protect? I am not sure. Because it showed the interaction that it hit on the Protect. I don't know how that works in game. I am not a Fisher player.
I think it just shows that it protected, but it doesn't check the accuracy.
Yeah, I think on Showdown it does. I'm not sure.
I don't know about that one.
I don't remember that. Actually, maybe Abai or Tio can save us again in the chat.
Yeah, Tio, the closed team shit lover. Can tell us.
And here you had the Flutter Mane. I don't see a way where Ben Fox is able to close this out.
Yeah.
Well, the Flutter Mane just being able to click. Yeah, okay, pretty sure it always. Okay, yeah. It would have been very funny if that wasn't the case, and then you actually saw Fisher hitting into the Protect.
And third type from that Gyarados, it's probably
has
too
a
late.
lost report. I think it's still gonna die, to be honest.
And there is the Tinglu on the field, and it is not Terra Fairy in this scenario, as it was.
It is
in
still
the first
very
game.
low, and we're gonna see it's actually going for a Moonblast.
And it takes it very well.
It's gonna live, but I do think it's gonna die to the burn
Fisher
damage.
misses once again.
Fisher, oh my god.
Is it the 5th?
I think it is the 5th or the 6th, and Thunder Wave miss. Oh, it's going into the Moonblast.
Yeah, it's going into the Paralyze. He was hoping for the full para.
Are we gonna see a double burn KO this turn?
I don't know. Gyarados might live.
I think. No, I don't think
it
lives.
Yeah, it lives.
Oh, it just lives. It would have been so funny to get a double Will-O-Wisp KO.
Yeah, here Arcanine is the main damage dealer by Tekka. Like, maybe Tinglu is the first, since one kill on Ocean.
There's the fish, maybe coming in too late with all hope lost now. We're gonna see if it's gonna clutch this time or if it just dies again to the Terra Fairy Moonblast.
Yeah, I
just
think...
like Tekka just can play it safe, just make a play, and then he's probably in a very good spot to win here, unless something crazy happens.
After turn 1, it was pretty sealed for Tekka, and this third type is just going to take this clean knockout on the last slot brought by Banfox, which is the Chiyu, or the... what is this name? I'm not sure about that name.
Of what mod?
Frank! And it
Frank.
lived.
Oh, this time it actually lived, so it was a roll loss game. That was so huge, and then, yeah, Amoonguss dying here, but at what cost? You're 1 HP, you will die next turn.
Yeah.
You're -2 special attack.
Iron Head has to crit this turn.
Yep.
You need to be almost max defense to survive Terra Moonblast. Never mind. And this...
oh, never mind, yeah.
This team has all SpongeBob nicknames, so I don't know how it loses. Like...
oh, actually, yeah, I mean, I can't really relate to some things, because some names are different in English and Dutch.
Yeah,
okay. I watched SpongeBob so much, but in Dutch, so some names are probably different.
Yeah, I'm not sure who Frank is. Like...
I need to know. I need to know.
Does anybody know who Frank is in SpongeBob, please? Please. I'm going to check. Frank.
Oh, yeah, no, I know who it is. Yeah, when I see it, I know who it is. Okay.
Oh, Frank. Okay. Yeah. Okay. It's Frank.
Tourette with the big muscles. Yeah. Okay.
Hi, Banfox.
Yeah, but we're gonna see a 2-0 to win from Tekka. That Fisher hit on the Wochang being so huge, man. And
very sad.
See Banfox missing all his Fishers, man. This is just VGC Rexy, baby.
And we have Larry is the crustacean. I don't know how to tell it in English. Like the crab.
Yeah. It's yeah. I know. It's like the muscled crab as well.
Crustacean. Okay. And wait. Lobster. Okay. Lobster.
Yeah, Larry the Lobster.
Yeah, and there was a guy called Pipsqueak, I think, And there was that episode in which SpongeBob was a reporter, TV reporter, and Pipsqueak punched Larry, and it was like a scoop, huge news, and Larry was kicked out of the gym. huge episode. And by the way, this match was the demonstration of a Tinglu mirror and balance for like stall mirror. It wasn't stall, like stall wasn't brought
it was
by
sort
anything.
of. It was like sort of. I mean, Ben Fox's team has like a very good stall option to go for, but he didn't fully bring it because there was no Glamora, and then it just turned out like Tekka was able to hit Fishers, and then Ben Fox wasn't, and then that was just basically game 2. It's just he hit the Fisher, and from there on there was no Fisher hits from Ben Fox, and Tekka just slowly won the game.
Yeah, and right now I'm kind of torn because we have to wait like 10 minutes for the next game because it's being uploaded right now, and this is very fun. But yeah, we can start maybe introducing the next players and the teams, since I have the teams, but not sure how to show them. But yeah, the next players are Aurora Equeza and Nails. Aurora Equeza, Terran, he got. This is the wrong results. These are not Terran's results. I'm going to write them down right now. So 2022 NAIC, I think top 4.
Don't ask me.
Was it top 8? Terran, the best Japanese player. I mean, calm down. There was a mistake. Mistakes were made. Okay, top 8. Thank you. And then 2023, Perth, I think.
I was about to say, I was not the first one. The Perth, it was Perth. Yep.
Yeah. Champion.
Oh, he got top
8. Things are okay. Yeah, he got top 8. He won Perth. And last result, what are we gonna take as last result? I'm going to ask the chat. This is a minigame. Okay. Like, complete the results.
It wouldn't be an NPA stream without the wrong player info.
Yeah, right. And last result, I think British player.
British player.
No, I don't think so. He might have bubbled some regionals this year. Probably Liverpool. He was 33rd. And so yeah, let's put Liverpool top.
I'm checking his results now. Okay. 17th at Lille. I see here 17th at Lille.
So
Lille 2021.
Smogon, BGPL 9-0 record. Okay. Liverpool top 30. Okay, you're right.
Yeah, Liverpool.
Top 33.
Liverpool top 33.
Okay. And these are...
Oh my god, I see it. Yeah, the top 33. a so hype classic.
Most stacked top 33. Yeah. And we can go down. I mean, 7-2, there were very great players since there was like Polpolpo. I heard that guy played very well in the tournament.
No, I think he played pretty trash.
I mean, yeah, I lost to Arboliva.
Oh no, you didn't.
Yeah, I did. But in that round, my Nintendo Switch exploded, so I got a game loss, and I lost 1-1. I'm not sure how to tell this, but yeah, I lost 1-1. And well, Nails just got top 8 in Fort Wayne, losing to Justin, I think. So
yep, he lost to eventually the winner.
Yep.
Yeah, like Nails has been doing extremely well IRL this season. Constantly cutting, making day 2. Just a very consistent player in general.
Yeah, and Knoxville. So it was like a month ago, probably. He lost to Tang both times.
Yeah, both times. I mean, Tang is the main character of NA. So
yeah, I'm not sure how that happened, but yeah, Justin Tang is just showing a lot of consistency this year, and we don't have the music because I'm stupid, and now we have the music. So we're chilling. And Nails, historically, very, very solid player. 2 times. I'm not sure if that's correct. I think I have been corrected by someone some weeks ago, but I forgot. Like maybe it's like 3 or 4 regionals. And
I'm checking his limitless space. I only see a regional champion in Dallas in January 2019. That's the only thing I see on this limitless
and
space.
this is going to be the result from the chat stream. So Nails, I mean Wikipedia was saying something different, and it's
I'm
not
checking
Nails.
limitless now.
Nails, okay.
Yeah.
And it says, yeah, that Dallas regional for sure. And Roanoke, I'm not sure about the pronunciation of this one. Roanoke 2017. And in 2017, he was first in the CP leaderboard in North America.
Oh yeah, I see it. Yeah, I see it actually. It just didn't show me. Yeah. So he's a 2-time regional champion.
Nails won Roanoke. I'm going to pronounce it Roanoke. 17 with triple sub. Okay.
Triple sub.
Yeah, and that year he got, let's see, 4 top 4s at regionals.
Yeah, and then top 6 at Internets in Melbourne in OCIC. He got 6th place there.
And NIC top 8 and OCIC top 8. And then I think he went 4 and 3, maybe, at words. Says 20th to 40th. Not sure. Double sub. Okay, Nails is here to roast Duck Pond.
Oh. Yeah, double sub.
Princess Roanoke.
Just going hard. Everyone who's on stream is watching. We also had like Ben Fox in the chat. We had Jorg earlier in the chat, and now Niels as well.
Yeah, they're all here. Besides Taran, who's uploading the match, and I'm not sure how, at what point the upload is, and I have to download it. So yeah, we might just talk about SpongeBob while we wait.
Or we can play Ranbats.
We could play Ranbats, yeah, but
I mean, we need to fill the time somehow, you know.
Yeah, we had to talk about the teams. So I'm going to maybe try and stream. Play Mayhem. I'm not sure. I want to keep this as professional. Yeah, we're professional.
Yeah, this is very, very, very professional.
Yeah.
Yep.
And still
you
waiting
didn't
to know
but
what's
me and Paul are gonna cast EUIC.
Yeah, that was a surprise, but yeah, we're going to do that for sure, from our bets, and what are the Dutch names?
Okay. SpongeBob is literally just called SpongeBob.
Yeah, okay.
It's literally the same.
I think in French is the only language in which it changes, and yeah,
Bob l'Esponge.
Bob l'éponge. L'éponge.
Always the French who has to be different.
I'm not going to support you in this idea. But Bob l'éponge good. Yeah.
Bob l'éponge.
What if that's a great idea. Yeah, that is a great idea. I'm not sure if this is the right graphic. This is not the right graphic, but I can fix that.
Yeah, we can do it because we talked a bit about some things before we started to stream.
Yeah, we talked about a lot of things, and I told you we can talk about it on stream, and we did it.
We also talked about League of Legends, but I am not going to talk about it now.
So let's go here. Yeah, okay, this works. And we have 2 main things that are Samurais and Blizzards who have locked playoffs.
In playoffs, yeah. Samurais have secured first seed, and us, the Blizzards, we are guaranteed to be at least third seed, so we will be avoiding the Samurais for the top 4 match, and then for the third and fourth.
This is the wrong thing. Okay, wait. You see this?
Oh my god!
This is Duck Pond telling me that this is the wrong thing, so I cannot show this. And just tell me what I can show, please.
I can send you just a link to the sheet, the normal sheet. I think that's like the commissioner sheet or something.
I'm just not sure why I cannot show this.
Okay, but... this is the. I sent you on this the sheet. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
I think we need to rename the stream to
NPA. We can do this.
There are only L's in the stream today.
Okay, this is the official one. Let's go. You can show that. So, there are no colors in that.
It's just ugly.
Yeah. There was the.
Neil saying Duck Pond feed pics.
I have a couple, I think.
No,
JK. God. I think he has some of me, but I don't have any of Duck Pond. And Samurais locked
first seed
playoffs, and Blizzards locked top 3, as you said.
Yep.
While
and
Cruisers
then we
have to at least tie next week.
Yeah, we had the last match last week was very like the most hype match of their week. So by far, it was Snow versus Tang. Something funny that happened is that Snow accidentally shared his paste with EVs in the chat.
Okay.
Which was like crazy. I was watching that match and I was like, what the hell is going on here? And then in the end, I think Snow won game 1 and then Tang won both game 2 and 3, and therefore Cruisers took their first loss on the season against Crown, and we also took our only loss this season to Crown.
So Crown are actually the top ladder slayer in this season, and I think they cannot.
They technically could.
Yeah, I'm not sure about
could
the pairings.
It's the pairings are, it's literally, which is very cool. It's Cruisers versus Puppies, Detectives versus Symbionts, and Crown versus Samurais.
I
think Crown versus Samurai. I have no idea actually.
So
yeah, it is Crown versus Samurai. So that would be a hell of a job being able to get first win against the Samurais. But yeah. The only scenario I can think of when I look at this is how they get into playoffs. If Detectives and Symbiotes tie, and then Cruisers wins against Puppies. Or maybe they can tie as well.
Yeah, they can. I'm not sure. I think it comes down to
Cruisers need to beat. Cruisers need to beat Puppies, and Symbionts need to tie Detectives, and then Crown needs to win against Samurais. Yep, and what Abe is saying is true. If Postwood United lose this week, they will get relegated. I am pretty sure that is true.
Yeah, we were discussing it before the stream, and I'm not sure if the points that are needed to be playing the next season are 9 or 10. But we have that one here, so...
We have that one there.
So let's have...
We have our savior.
Chiefs of NPA, talk to us. No, he's just leaping, or... No, he's playing League, probably. Those are the two main options. 1 point per week. So 9. Okay.
So 9.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So okay, Monarchs are safe then. Yeah, United, they need a tie or a win here.
And they're paired against Monarchs.
They're paired against Monarchs, which is funny.
So they could maybe come down to an agreement. Like, guys, please, please let us win. And let's see. I don't know if
no mercy.
No, exactly. I don't know if the commissioners would allow it. I don't think so.
No,
but if it happens, like in the dark, it can't happen. So let's see.
Yeah. So I think every match this week kind of matters, except our match versus Stars, because there's nothing on the line for either teams.
Stars against
us, the Blizzards.
Blizzards. Okay, yeah. So you might fight for a higher seed. I don't know what.
It doesn't even matter because it wouldn't even matter. I guess pride and confidence.
Yeah,
is a thing, but there's nothing like on the line.
Or maybe
otherwise
you can just troll the week and bring.
We were in
like
Lepa Berry 6 months with Fisher. Lepa Berry actually
I
5 months.
So we bring I have that paste. I'm quite sure I have it. So I'm going to take it. I have it on Telegram.
Another topic.
Another topic. Okay. And this week pairings. So Scopeland's Fisher.
Scopeland's Fisher can Oko move script.
Yeah, and it KOs a random Pokemon in the back.
Yeah.
Okay, so here we are. We have just seen Dark George, Jork. I still not sure about the pronunciation.
I don't know neither. Jork or George, I don't know.
Jorge, I think, is the name of Dark George.
Probably.
Dark George. And
I think I called him Jork so far, so I'm just gonna continue that.
Yeah, I copied you, so I think it's fine
just
for
blame
Jork.
Me.
And yeah, this didn't count for the week since they were 5-2 for the Samurais. And Symbionts with this loss are forced to win next week. Against the Detectives.
Yeah, it's either Detectives versus Symbionts. The winner of that week is guaranteed to be in playoffs.
Guaranteed?
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Because puppies are playing cruisers. If cruisers win, they will and then one of those wins, they overtake puppies. If puppies win, they will still overtake cruisers if either detectives or symbiotes win. And if they tie, they will overtake them as well.
So this is a pretty interesting late game.
It's very interesting to have the third and fourth seed playing versus the fifth and the sixth playing against each other and fighting for the last 2 playoff spots.
Yeah, it's an interesting end of the tournament or the regular season scenario, and we might have pairings for next week for them, and yeah, we have cruisers against puppies. So let's see.
Let's see those. Okay.
Oh, and this have like
they just got added. Yeah.
Okay.
Duck Pond not playing League confirmed.
I mean, it doesn't make sense. He's always playing League. And I'm playing League more than him, so this is pretty bold of me to say. And Snow, still being the highest battle score rated member of Cruisers, paired against Ace Nowak. I thought Talon was the highest rated in puppies, but...
they are.
So...
Talon is higher. Maybe it's setup match? Could be?
I don't know. Go for this. And they had Talon. Where's Talon? 63.
63, and Mars is at 59.3.
Yeah, and Ace Nowak is 0.8. So okay, they arranged the match. Okay.
Yeah.
That makes more sense.
Yeah.
So I think I'm not sure what.
Maybe it has to do with Snow maybe attending like the Japanese nationals, or is that next week? I think it's next week, Japanese nationals. I'm pretty sure that's next week.
Are there?
Yeah, I am. Yeah, no.
To qualify.
Yeah, to qualify for, or maybe to qualify for Japanese nets.
Yeah, that should be the case. I'm quite sure the ICs get you the qualifications for Japanese nationals.
Yeah.
So.
But I think that's not this weekend. I think it's next. I'm actually not sure though. I have no idea.
The IC is this following weekend. So, what is, like 7, 8, and 9 April should be the IC. Since the next week we're going to have the London UIC.
Yeah, and after this week we will have a break.
Yeah, break for the UIC.
USC makes sense. Yeah.
I'm sorry. I already won that tournament, so just don't come, don't play.
Have you posted on? Have you already posted on Twitter that you're going 09? Because that's a requirement.
Oh, I'm doing it right now. No, I mean maybe it's too early. I have to wait like.
You have to wait.
Yeah, like a few days, and let me check if the match is online. I'm going to cry. Okay, let's talk about something else. So, CML against Talon.
That's something for NPA talk.
Yeah, we're just stealing the scene to Dakpon's podcast. So
yeah, we're taking over.
Yeah, he's going to hate me. But I mean, I want to see what CML cooked in this meta, since he's pretty known. I think internationally for being
very good at early metas.
Yeah, for being a really good builder. And let's see here, what is this? So CML, oof. Is it like here?
No. I don't know. You're making it way too difficult for yourself. You could also just go to the week 8 and see everything there.
Just too easy.
Or do Control F and then type in the name and it also.
Too easy.
Why is this man still doing these streams?
I'm not sure. Yeah, we can see what. Okay.
I mean, that's just a standard team. I think that CML is using the same 6 that I used.
And you can see that in this stream, it's all stretched up because it was
shit.
But it's fun. So
yeah, I'm just gonna. It's stretched for a better win rate.
Yeah.
Stretch resolution.
I'm going to put it in slow if you want to, comment it a bit.
I'm attending a showdown games is weird. It's just too fast.
Yeah. Slow. It is really slow though. Like, it's very slow. But yeah, I wonder if that Corviknight is... No, it should be the bulky Alberto Lara set. And
yeah,
not
I think
the
it's
choice
pretty
band
similar.
by...
Yeah, no, either, not Jody.
Yeah. So
Just gonna see. Ooh, big crit. Doing a lot of damage.
And CML actually didn't cook anything, it just brought the standard team. The last 2 slots are Fluttermane and Palafin, the ones you cannot see on stream.
Yeah. Yes, that's the same team that I
you
used. It's quite
the
strong.
HP on Volcarona, so I'm doing this.
Oh.
And that was... Like, wasn't that a bit of too low damage by that Roaring Moon on Chien-Pao? I expected to deal a lot more.
I mean, the Chien-Pao itself is not affected by the drop.
I've been telling people put stream card games at 2 speed. Yeah, I'm not sure. It's
if
very fast.
CML isn't cooking a team, he's cooking his opponent. I see how it is.
Yeah, and Azumarill is...
Oh, Volcarona is living, but it is an E-speed range now.
Yeah, and Azumarill is a very interesting mod in this meta, in my opinion.
Yeah, I've seen people use it more. I haven't tested it at all myself, but I think it would be decent, I guess. Ooh, Arcanine living, getting the Ayapapa berry.
And what
that's huge. And burning the Azumarill. Yeah.
Yeah, we're seeing like pinch berries being used.
Yeah, a lot more than citrus.
Yeah, I would say like they're making a comeback.
Yeah, they're making. I mean, it's not more than citrus, but you see way more. You see way more of those berries now than you saw previous formats.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's probably because you have to tank more things, because there are tanky mons in the format, Tinglu, which are maybe Iron Hands, even if I'm not seeing many Iron Hands lately. Because
yeah, I think Iron Hands is a bit underplayed at the moment. I think it's still quite good.
Yeah, but people run Tinglu and they probably think that it's Soul Vest reliant, and you don't want to run any other item.
Yeah, that's the awkward one. If you were able to run two AVs, it would be a no-brainer on those balanced teams, I think.
Of course. And
this is very rough for Carson.
Yeah, and Palafin being third since turn 1 is oof.
Oh, Chat Punch doing third.
Okay.
It is citrus though, at least. That's something.
I mean, it has... Like, Palafin has to target that Corviknight, though. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, it actually lives. It would die to a Brave Bird if it went for it. Yep. But that's actually taking the KO, but that burn is going to be huge now.
I'm quite sure that is a roll, since the Corviknight might be trained, let's say trained, to live a Wave Crash when it's full health. So it was at like 92%, I think. And that might be a roll, so... Ooh.
CML just going for the protect. Oh, we have to fight. I mean, we have to finish this game at least.
Yeah, I'm going to download it. And you can watch the game. But I have to download the VOD, so...
This game is locked up for CML, probably. Sucker Punch is killing the Volcarona, not getting the Flame Body, which is X, and then just... Palafin doing Palafin damage and just killing everything, even though it's resistant.
And it's going to take, 10 more seconds for
10 more seconds.
So, we did it. We did it. I'm just going to put this graphic for the time being. And
I do need to be paid extra though for this extra time, which was not calculated.
Yeah, I will give you the 5 euros I would have to give to Banfox. Is it fine?
Give Banfox money for every Fisher. He missed. Sorry, Banfox.
Yeah. So we have the team preview, and I'm going to show this one to you. And this is not right. Wait. There is a problem here.
Can anything go right this stream?
No, I wasn't talking about the team. I was talking about this.
Yeah, I know. I'm watching it. You see this. You see the sheet still at the bottom.
Okay, we managed to do this. Okay, play. Okay, and we can enjoy some.
And we see another balance team, and we see more Fisher, and we see Niels bringing his Fort Wayne team. Is it? I think it is, right? Let me check.
What did you say? Sorry.
If Nils brought his team, and yes, he did.
Yeah.
This is his team.
And it doesn't carry Fisher, so at least we.
No, it doesn't. It is. Yeah, it's a stealth rock, heavy slam, protect, stopping Tantrum. I have his open sheet here. I assume he just has the same team, which would be most logic. Cause
yeah, it is. Nails confirms that this is Nails Fort Wayne's team.
It is Fort Wayne team, yeah.
You sure is mean as fuck. Okay, yeah. And Excalibur here making an appearance in this team, as you have said like an hour and a half ago. So...
Yeah, it's the team that Paul Chua used to bubble. I think he got the best place finish on this in Fort Wayne was by Paul. Yep. And after that by Tyson, Huge, aka Charisma, who both used this team, the balancing with Excalibur, and he got like 9th and 11th place at Fort Wayne, I think.
Yeah, and the Excalibur is being used with many items, I think.
Maybe with Fisher you wouldn't have lost to Tang.
Destroyed.
Oh my god.
So we have to counter roast by that one. Yeah. And I believe that Excalibur can be played.
I think it was on lead.
Yeah, it is on lead. It can be played
we see it.
Loaded Dice, Life Orb, or Dragon Fang.
Amulet
in this case.
Couple options. Pretty good lead here coming out for Terran, being able to both intimidate the Dondozo and Dragonite and having a lot of pressure immediately.
Yeah. With
the even Clavers or Icicle Crash threatening the Dozo with a Wisp, even though it's able to yawn. If you're able... Oh! We're seeing Terran with an interesting set with CC and Wild Charge. I think I've seen him use this in a tournament.
I have seen
online.
This by Bobo Max Pen 10. I'm quite sure he's been using it, but it was Clear Amulet. So this is a different set, at least in the item, and that's an offensive pressure from Arcanine. So that's a very different Arcanine.
Yeah.
And let's see if
no Snarl, no E-Speed. We're going for Outrage, and it's faster, and we're gonna see it targeting into the Excalibur, and it is just a straight up Oko. Yeah. That means that's a fast. Whoa, that's fast. That Dragonite is fast. Holy shit.
Faster than Arcanine. Might be this Arcanine being.
And Dondozo is just going for Leon, so a very rough turn one from Terran here, losing his Excalibur and gaining like nothing out of it.
Yeah, it might be Arcanine being like almost max HP and max attack, since it has a very offensive set. And here the Excalibur being cancelled in turn 1 is just very bad for Terran, but Nails is forced to stay on the field with the Dragonite since it's locked onto the Outrage.
Yeah, on the other hand, Dondozo can just start and do his thing, what Nails wants it to do, and that's just start spamming Yawn everywhere.
And Flowerman here going for the Terra Water, I think it was. Yeah. Okay,
we're seeing the Terra Water coming out from the Flowerman here.
Stay in front of the Dondozo, very safe. And Dragonite cannot use his Terra type this turn, so
I'm just gonna see a Moonblast. That's gonna probably pick up the KO.
Very safe here.
I think that's a critical hit. I don't think it matters. Multi-skill is broken already. No Terra, like that's always a KO.
Unless it's...
We're gonna see Dondozo going for Heavy Slam, so a very good defensive Terra going out from Terran, and now he's not yawned anymore, so he isn't forced to switch anymore. So maybe he can actually start sporing this Dondozo now, so that it can't keep his yawn pressure on the board, as we saw him do a lot in Fort Wayne, which was very successful for him.
Yeah. Oh, Nails says Terran had a Terra Fairy on his team sheet, so we agreed that this was a game lost and went to game 2 with what he had in game. Okay, so this is going to be game 1 win for Nails.
I swear this it is unfortunate. Indeed.
Yeah.
But I mean that's just the rules. Team sheet error.
Yeah, and
it actually had an impact into this game as well.
Yeah, since Nails was expecting that Flowerman to go down, or at least take very, very heavy damage in this turn.
I assume they just forfeit the game now.
Yeah, I'm trying to understand if...
I'm probably discussing right now while
they were exactly. They're in Discord talking to each other. But we can probably skip to game 2. And that's unfortunate. That's unfortunate since...
it was looking like a pretty good match.
Yeah, so... Okay, yeah, he was...
Yeah, there's the forfeit, okay.
Yeah, that is the forfeit.
Yeah, Nails taking game 1. Yeah, I mean... that's just part of, I guess, the open team sheet and having a team sheet error, getting game loss. Quite unfortunate, but
yeah,
rules have to be followed.
He didn't notice this error prior to the match. So
Yeah.
forfeit by Terran in this game 1. Nails leading the BO3 1-0, and unfortunately for Terran, once again, this was a very impacting team sheet error by Terran, since this heavy slam dealt nearly no damage because of the Terra water. So
yeah, otherwise it would have done a lot.
Yeah, I still think Nails was in a good spot since.
Yeah, since the turn 1.
Yeah, Flowermane.
Either way,
was also locked into Moonblast.
Moonblast. So the Goldango was just free to do. Let's see, he was just free. It is a choice back sassy. He had a pretty free make it rain. There was not a real good switch in for Terran. So yeah, it was looking good, but it's always unfortunate that you're not able to see how the game would progress.
Yep. And most importantly, neither of them only Terran didn't see the 4th slot by Nails, and that can be important since Tinglu would have been pretty good, since it should be carrying a Lumberry, and so it wouldn't been a switch in onto that Spore. But yeah, we're going to see how game 2 goes. I'm just going to skip to the team preview. Okay, okay. Can we do that? Please? 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 Okay, and
There we have it.
I'm posting a report later. Okay. So we're looking forward to that report of
on the channel again, yeah.
And this is going to be interesting since Terran has already seen 3 of the 4 mons by Nails once again, and that could have been a factor that could have changed Terran's mind for the plan for game 2, but I'm not sure about the lead. Maybe he could have seen it, and he might have changed something. So
yeah, knowing that the Dragonite is faster than the Excalibur is huge for Terran.
Yeah,
because you're not probably, unless you want to take the risk that it's not going to target into the Excalibur, because if that happens again, you're just being put in a very big disadvantage going on from turn 1.
Yeah, and the problem with that Dragonite is that it can be burned, since there is no Will-O-Wisp, I think.
There is no Will-O-Wisp, indeed.
So he went for Flare Blitz, I think, in game 1.
Yeah, looking for just breaking the multi-skill.
Yeah, it's the most, like, the highest damage move it can go for on Dragonite, and it had a 10% burn, so it was a kind of Will-O-Wisp soon to be, but we can see the bulky lead by Nails.
We're gonna see the same lead from Terran again, but we're gonna see Nails actually adapting and not leading his Dragonite this time, but actually going for the Tinglu, and no Fisher, unfortunate.
Unfortunate.
It's unlucky.
What do you mean unfortunate? And Excalibur here threatens mainly Tinglu with the Icicle Crash. Not sure about the Terra type of that Tinglu, might be poison.
I mean, I think if you are able to maybe double up the Dondozo, it would surely kill it here.
I'm not sure about
because it is
Dondozo Terra type.
I mean, it is grass.
Okay.
So if he Terras, then he would live the turn. But is Terra Dondozo worth it to get off a single yawn and still take a lot of damage? We're actually gonna see Terran changes might last second going for the close combat into the Tinglu, and how much? Oh, that's solid.
That's very little damage actually.
No, I think it's enough with Icicle Crash.
Let's see if Tinglu can do Tinglu things, and it can. Oh, it doesn't make sense.
Barely lives, and it's Stomping Tantrum gonna do a solid amount of damage versus the Arc. 75%, and a Liquidation. This is not good. Tinglu coming in clutch, surviving only 1 HP.
I'm at a loss of words. Like, what is it? 2 HP. Nails confirmed.
Yeah, 2 HP. 2 HP,
it's what it takes to live.
Tinglu has been the MVP of the stream so far.
Yeah, live Tinglu reaction. Actually, as Abhay pointed out, it's a pre-recorded Tinglu reaction. So
pre-recorded.
We cannot say live Tinglu reaction. Here, Dazzling Gleam probably being the choice
making
by
sure
Terran,
that making sure that Tinglu dies while also doing a bit of chip to the Dozo,
Yeah.
and then going for the Terra to prevent Heavy Slam from doing a lot of damage.
Yeah, Terra that cost Terran game 1, so he better use it in this game too as well to win it. And dead Wochian reaction.
Dead Wochian reaction. Yeah.
And Terra type water by Fluttermane here, hoping to take.
Those are going for a protector, just a very safe play, sacking the Tinglu. Then maybe if you have something like the Goldango in the back again, then Goldango is in a very good spot because the Fluttermane is locked into the Dazzling Gleam, and Excalibur, of course, with only the Dragon and the Ice coverage, is not going to do much to the Dango. So if there is a Goldango in the back, that would be a very no-brainer switch in from Nils here.
Yeah, and the Terra Water will help this Fluttermane live Make It Rain, but it's not going to be enough since Make It Rain threatens the slot on the left in Terran's team.
And there is indeed the Goldango.
Yeah. So we might see.
I'm interested to see.
What was the fourth move on that Goldango? I'm sure it had Trick, but
yes, it was T-Bolt, Make It Rain, Shadow Ball, Trick.
Okay, yeah. So Terran he is.
I think he needs to switch out this Fluttermane because with Amoonguss in the back, your only way to actually do a lot of damage into this Goldango is by the back Shadow Ball from the Fluttermane. Next time we're going for a protect and doesn't want to die to the Make It Rain. I figured that's gonna see just a very play. Maybe we're gonna see a liquidation or a Yon into the Amoonguss slot now. Would also make a lot of sense to me.
Amoonguss took very little damage actually. I thought it would have taken maybe a 70%.
No, I think that's with like Terra. It's not Terra.
Okay.
So and there is indeed the Yon, just a very solid good turn from Nils without like any big downsides here. Yeah. And now actually Excalibur switching into this -1 Specs Goldango, which might be a bit of a risk, because with this your Amoonguss will fall asleep next turn, and you're good. I guess it is Terra Water. Yeah. But still, Amoonguss falling asleep, that would be it would be very annoying for Terran to deal with, so he's not able to, or later on in the game, without having to wait a few turns to wake up again.
Yeah, here Amoonguss going for Spore into Dondozo slot, which has many options actually. It can Terra Grass to avoid that Spore, or it can just protect. And here, probably Terran is hoping for none of them, or maybe Terra is the worst scenario for Terran, and that is the case.
And we are going to see a Terra here. Yeah, that's a very, very safe play from Nils.
Let's see if
Terra goes to not get Sport.
So Terra Grass, no Spore into the slot.
Yeah, Terra in a very rough spot here, because the Amoonguss will fall asleep this turn, and Fluttermane not being able to like, it would be able to kill the Goldango next turn, but then it would allow them to get yawned. But even this turn, it's already getting yawned. Dondozo just doing Dondozo teams, what makes solo Dondozo actually valid. Yeah,
and here probably the whole Terran's team is going to sleep. There is no way to avoid it, I think. Since, Shadow Ball. Okay, you have to go for an offensive option.
You have to Shadow Ball, and then it's gonna be rough, because after this turn, Fluttermane will be asleep. Amoonguss will not have taken a single sleep turn, and then you have to hope that Excalibur can put in a lot of work against this Terra Grass Dondozo, which obviously it can with the Ice Core Crash. But if it's enough, we will have to see.
Yeah, I mean, Nils is probably going to go for Yawn onto Fluttermane's slot this turn to lock that on the field, or like if it switches, it's going to take Yawn another time. And right now, if you go for Yawn on that slot, you're forcing it probably to stay on the field, since you don't want to be in an endless cycle. And Fluttermane is just going to sleep this turn since it didn't switch out, but it went for a Shadow Ball in that slot, and I think it's Focus Sash.
It is a Focus Sash indeed, so that's just a very good switch from Nils here, covering for like almost everything that could have happened here. Because it will live, and after this turn we will have a Fluttermane that is asleep. And we're gonna see what Dondozo is gonna do. Maybe he read the Excalibur switch and even, which it actually did. A very good turn from Nils. Because now it's it's put Taran even in a worse position, because now you don't threaten the Ice Shard kill on the bundle anymore. Because if he protects and then you Ice Shard, then both of your mons are asleep, and then it's gonna be like almost impossible to win this game.
Yeah, and Taran didn't burn any slip turn, so Amoongus still has to go for his first slip turn. Flowermane has to go for the first slip turn.
Yeah.
And let's see if Excalibur stays on the field. I have seen a switch in. I'm not sure in which slot. But yeah, here it's bad time for Terran, and it's not what you want to see in this scenario. So Amoongus is coming out in the right spot. So Excalibur is not going to go to sleep in this turn. But I mean, why wouldn't Dondozo keep spamming Yawn in that slot? Yeah, and
that's the power of this Dondozo. Just the Yawn pressure with offensive stuff. Actually going for liquidation, just maybe wanting to get some chip on this Fluttermane. Because it
Yawn,
would be a guaranteed turn.
Was already asleep, Amoongus, so
yeah.
I've just concluded that discussion, and I forgot about it. So this liquidation is probably putting that Fluttermane in freeze dry range.
Yep, just doing a little bit of chip, and now maybe it would be able to kill. But we're gonna see the Fluttermane switch out. Doesn't want to die, switching into the Excalibur, the only mon that isn't asleep yet.
Yeah.
And Nail's actually switching out to Dondozo, so probably wants to go on the offensive now. Most mons are asleep, and we're gonna see this Goldango, and this puts Terran in like. I don't see how Terran can win out of this, because Excalibur would not be able to kill the Goldango at all, and he can also not make a protect switch play because Fluttermane is still asleep.
And freeze dry, make it rain.
Is very safe.
FAO, in every slot of turn. So I see no reason to not go for that by Nails.
Yeah.
Here,
just freeze dry a slot, and then you just. Because you can, at this point, you can sack bundle, because then you get your the opportunity to get your Dondozo back in, start yawning again if a mon is still awake, or if something wakes up, or bring in your last mon which you have in the back to just clean up the game faster.
Yeah, and here Terran is probably going for a hope for a misplay on Nail's side. Slap the turn, it could wake up, and that
is his win con.
Did this Amoongus sleep as well? Maybe one turn?
We're gonna see the switch out, also very safe. We're gonna also see the Amoongus switch. If this is a make it rain, that would be game over instantly.
Yeah, let's see.
Because then there is no way, but Excalibur going for a safe protect. Maybe if this make it rain, lowering the special attack, which we're gonna see, and then maybe Excalibur is able to live it. And then hoping for a one-turn wake. I think that's Terran's win here.
Hope,
yeah, you have to get the one-turn wake here, and then it's a very winnable game if you get the one-turn wake and kill the Dango.
It's not even going for it. It's just going to switch out that Fluttermane.
Maybe predicting a switch out from Niels' end.
I'm sorry, Nails. Don't get mad at me, please. And yeah, here it is not going for the one to wake up on Fluttermane. Probably Fluttermane dies here to liquidation, potentially. I'm not sure about that, the damage range. It's not a thing we're used to, like liquidation without boosts and Fluttermane Terra Water. So I'm not sure about this calc. And Fluttermane, once again, being switched out by Terran for the Amoongus that is now full health, thanks to Regenerator. And Excalibur here is going to take this Make It Rain, and it cannot leave
it will not be able to live it. So this will probably be game over for Terran, since there is no good way to. I guess you can hit the Dango still with the Fluttermane, but then you're locked into Shadow Ball, and your mons are very low. So the Iron Bundle in the back will just be able to clean up the game now. So the Dozo switch out, the bundle switched into the Dozo. Made a lot of sense there, since now Bundle is just able to KO both mons with a freeze dry.
Yeah, and Fluttermane and Amoongus are still in their bed, and I'm not sure if there is any scenario. Probably Nails has to fall asleep himself in this situation to lose this game. And Fluttermane sleeps. So this is just game over. Mihrain is at -2, so it won't take the kill on Flare Main, and neither on Amungus.
Giving Dondozo the pride to get a KO.
Yeah. The big fish.
The big fish.
If he woke up and shadowballed Goldingo, he probably won.
It depends. It depends, because if the Amungus stays asleep, you have your Iron Bundle in the back, and then your bundle, if your bundle can just kill the Flutter Main if he stays asleep. So it's not like a guaranteed win from there on.
You have Freeze Dry on the Amungus and Flutter Main, so I'm not sure about that.
Yeah.
Before backstab. Sure.
Yeah. I thought you were talking about the last turn.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're seeing Niels like very convincing win. He played extremely well.
Yeah.
And just Terran being on the back foot the entire game is what I felt after the unfortunate game 1 with the team sheet error where Niels got the win. But yeah, good set to watch for sure against 2 very well-known and established players.
Yeah, I'm not sure if Terran could have pulled that game 1 if
it looked very rough after the outrage going into the back Excalibur and killing it.
Yeah. So it's still a bad situation, since you'd like to maybe see the speed tiers or things like that. But in this specific game, the only thing you had to look for was like if Goldingo was slower than Excalibur, which is very unlikely since it's choice packs, so it's probably very fast. And yeah, you just wanted it to play game 1 to play the game and see how your opponent approached the matchup. And yeah, still very convincing. Game 2 very slow since the team is set up to play very slow. But yeah,
I think Terran had a lot of issue of being able to actually hit that Flutter Main, hit the opposing Goldengo with a lot of damage. So the Flutter Main was the only way. So yeah, maybe he could have brought a Palafin here to actually have some more pressure on the Goldengo and forcing it to Terra, and therefore you're able to like spore the opposing Dondozo to stop the Jan pressure. But yeah, it was a tough spot. Well played by Nils.
Yeah, probably Palafin would have forced a Terra Water, I think, on that Specs Goldengo, and would it have been enough? I'm wondering right now that you told me.
At least you're able, like if you switched out, you're able to pressure the Goldango more, which was a real issue which we saw this set, where Terran didn't have like the tools with only having the Flutter Main to kill the opposing Goldango.
Yeah, you're right. There were like very few damage outputs on that Goldango, so probably there was Tinglu, right, on Terran's side.
There was, but don't think he brought it.
Yeah, I didn't bring it, so
he didn't bring it. So yeah,
is another option
you could have
that could have damaged that.
I guess Tinglu, it's a bit awkward because there is a Flutter Main, there is a Dondozo with Jan which can do good damage to it. There's a Bandit Dragon Knight. There's a Goldango that can actually trick the Tinglu.
Yeah, but
and then still the Iron Bundle with Encore.
Fisher.
There is Fisher though.
Just kills everything. So
great.
Yeah. So good matches for today's stream. Thank you guys for following. Thank you, Sven, for being here.
Yeah, it was fun. We had a lot of issues, but what would it be with a perfect stream,
Yeah. So thank you guys for following, and see you next Monday, I think. And I'll update on the time of the stream since this one was delayed by an hour, and I'll let you know. And Dapon will let you know on the official, I think, communication streaming content channel on NPA server. So thank you. Bye.
Yeah. Bye bye.